Hello and welcome to the channel, it's the Eradicator, and in this video I wanted to address a concern that I have seen in a lot of comments below in plenty of videos dedicated to Star Wars Squadrons, where people are saying that the game is basically a standalone of the Starfighter Assault mode of Star Wars Battlefront 2, and quite frankly, I couldn't disagree more with that, and being an old school Star Wars gamer who understands exactly what Squadron devs are trying to achieve, it pains me to witness such ignorance because it shades a bad light on a game that doesn't deserve it. Not yet, at least, and especially these people are just ignoring the actual facts, probably due to prejudice they rightfully have against EA. But it's one thing to hate a company due to its decisions and actions, but when you refuse to acknowledge the good decisions they are making, then you are no better than them too, which is why I am making this video. Today, I will show you how this game is far more than a standalone game of Starfighter Assault and how it aims at bringing back the old glory of Star Wars space combat games we had in the 1990s. Since I don't have any relationship with EA or whatsoever, I didn't have any footage of Star Wars Squadrons, so I will illustrate my statement with a title that I think will be very close to Squadrons in terms of experience, and that is X-Wing Alliance. Now, a quick heads up of what X-Wing Alliance is. X-Wing Alliance was released in 1999 and is the last entry of the X-Wing series that debuted in 1993. The series focuses on Starfighter combat and emphasizes on being as immersive as possible, giving the player the impression that they really are a Starfighter pilot and that they are in full control of it. The series is also played in first-person view and features fully detailed cockpits that players have to rely on in order to successfully play the game. Sounds familiar? Well, the similarities don't end there. In the X-Wing series, each of the factions are quite different from one another and have their own strengths and weaknesses, faithfully following Star Wars lore. The TIE Fighters, for example, don't have shields and rely on firepower, while Rebel crafts do have shields and rely on survivability. Speaking of survivability, in the X-Wing series, tweaking the various settings of your craft is key if you want to successfully do anything in the game. That is going to be another element that is going to be prominent in Star Wars Squadrons as well. In fact, Squadrons is going to feature the exact same power management system as the one found in the X-Wing series. The devs are going even as far as recreating the same interface for pretty much everything, including your ship's stealth status, your warheads count, how much power there is in your laser cannons. It's all borrowed from the X-Wing series, and having literally played thousands of hours on these games, I mean it's even where my name comes from. Everything I got to see from the footage EA Game Changers provided us seems to be very familiar. And watching all of that footage, I really felt like I knew everything that was going on. In fact, I was even fuming at some point when I was watching them, wondering why they didn't direct all power to forward shields or reduce weapon power when escaping, often forgetting that they could have been 10 years younger than me and thus probably never put their hands on an X-Wing games, their only references being the Wars Squadrons series or maybe the space battles of the original Battlefront 2, which is kind of sad because the X-Wing series were truly amazing and still are if you play them with an open mind and don't mind the outdated graphics. EA's Battlefront 2, however, is going to feel very different compared to Star Wars Squadron, and this is also something that surprised a lot of EA Game Changers, as this is something that we regularly hear them say in their videos. I think that what confuses most people is that, graphically speaking, Squadron does look like Battlefront 2 Starfighter Assault game mode, and that's simply because Squadron is using the same game engine as Battlefront 2. However, Squadrons using the same game engine as Battlefront 2 doesn't mean that the game will be similar to the latter. In fact, there are many different games of different genres that are sharing the same game engine, and this is exactly where we are at here between Star Wars Squadrons and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2's Starfighter Assault mode is an arcade shooter and does not intend to recreate the experience of what it would be like to be a Starfighter pilot in the Star Wars universe. In fact, the only element both games share apart from the game engine is the AI ships you will see flying around during either the campaign or the different game modes, and that's about it. Battlefront 2 offers little to no power management at all, for example. You can't even stop your ship in Battlefront 2, and the only way you can manage your cannons is to make sure that you don't overheat them. Each fighter class is mirrored by the opposite faction, making combat almost symmetrical, the only difference between the ship's special abilities, while in Squadrons each ship is going to feel unique and will come with its own pros and cons that will be specific to that ship only. So, for all of these reasons, I think that it is quite obvious that Star Wars Squadrons is actually far from being just a standalone game of Battlefront 2's Starfighter Assault, but actually is really a spiritual successor to the X-Wing series, something that the game's lead developer Ian Fraser himself said on numerous occasions. The reason why people are so confused, in my opinion, is because it has been a whopping 21 years since we've had a Star Wars game dedicated to space combat simulation genre, meaning that there is an entire generation of gamers that is potentially totally unaware of what makes a real space combat sim game, and thus simply could not identify the cues telling us that Squadrons really is a spiritual successor to the X-Wing series. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you want me to do more videos like these, please give it a like and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see more space game content. Have a great day everyone, this is the Eradicator, and I'll see you guys later.